Welcome to D-Lab. On the bench today I have a very unique home audio amplifier. This is Japanese made by a company called Airtight. The model is ATM2. I've never had anything like this in the shop. It runs 4 KT-88 output tubes. Customer complaint, when it did play, he had crackling on the outputs. He had taken it to another shop for repair, and they found that one of the octal tube sockets was actually cooked, as well as the resistors underneath. So that may be where the area is that we still have some damage preventing that bias meter from operating. So plan of attack, I need to get underneath, give it an inspection, and see if we can spot what's wrong with that position on the bias test. Then I'll install the tubes, we'll adjust the bias and see if it comes to life. The customer did buy a nice new set of Genelex tubes. Should be a fun project. Okay, here's the guided tour of the Airtight ATM2. Pretty neat unit. I'll tell you what, those transformers are big and this thing is really heavy. So you can see the octal tube sockets, the one on the far left has been replaced, but it appears to be an Amphenol, so good deal on that. Let's take a look underneath. Alright, I've already pulled the bottom cover, and this appears to be solid copper. That's a lot of pennies. Look at the construction. It's all point-to-point wired. Appears to be very high quality components. Super nice layout. It's a beautiful amp. So if you take a look, there's the octal sockets. This resistor, and if we keep going down, and this resistor have both been replaced. And those go to pin 8 of the output tubes, and the bias is being measured across them. So I'm going to get my meter, check those first, and then we'll move on from there. Alright, I got my Beck bend set up at the 200 ohm scale. Just going to walk our way down. There's the first resistor, 10 ohms. 10 ohms. 10. But the last one is open. So that probably goes to the bias position that's not working. I'm going to change out both of these white resistors with some nice 2 watt 10 ohm resistors, and then we'll recheck. So I replaced those 2 resistors, and now I want to ensure that in each position the bias voltage is getting to that meter. So I have a little power supply, only putting out about a 0.5 volt, current limited. I'm just going to touch each resistor and look for deflection on the meter. So that's V1, V2, V3, and V4. So all of the current sensing resistors are okay, and the meter's seeing them. Now I'm going to verify the old tubes because I suspect that one of them is shorted. If they're not, we'll use those as sacrificial tubes for the initial test. But if they do show that they have problems, I'll be installing the new KT-88s. So the amp is up and idling right now. One of the complaints was he heard crackling in the speaker. There's no noise whatsoever. So more than likely that was the tubes. I'm going to play this amp. I have to use non-copyright music. Okay, so it might not be the best thing you've ever heard, but at least let us know that the amp is operating. Let's go to a track you might like. There we go.
Hey man, hear the sound that play it all around the world. Yeah, they do. They're going crazy on the screen, selling sex and crime and ghetto dreams. What's about me, the white boy watching MTV? rapper to be. Yes, I am. Without your rapper and the white skin, longing for the one thing that can't be. So rock the house, jump up and down. I wanna rap like the hammer Johnson. Am I good? Yes, I will. Change my color, change my action to be so rapping good.
So she's running good. I'm going to give it a couple hours break-in, but I believe the Airtight is ready to go home.